Alright, let's do this. Yeah, a bunch of interesting conversations. Lately, and the one about, I started talking about my streaming life. And how it, wasn't supposed to continue, but it continued it anyway. And how, after I quit, I had to literally start over again. And I've never stopped streaming here on YouTube. So it's kind of like going, you quit. It's like, what I did quit was one, Twitch, and two, being a VTuber. And that's where, like, people get fuzzy about the whole thing. YouTube is kind of like, I could take it or leave it type of thing. I know this sounds kind of really odd, since this is what I'm posting. I post it consistently. Say this right, because I think people are gonna, I think people have gotten the wrong thing. I didn't threaten to quit and not quit. I quit. Here on YouTube, I was just Q. I've always been just Q. I haven't been Q anything else. On Twitch, because I couldn't get CUE, I started out with Q Hope. Supposed to be like, kind of like my dreams, my aspirations, the things I want, the things I, work towards, hopefully. And Q is a nickname that I've had forever. majority of my life. I've had a lot of nicknames. Nicknames are like kind of sacred to me. In and of it that your peers basically, call you who you are. I'm so sidetracked over this because I was accused of pandering, I guess is what they accused me of. If I was pandering, then I failed. How I got to Twitch. I was watching a lot of streamers here on YouTube. I watch videos all the time. I'm a big YouTube video person. This account was already sitting dormant. I used my original account that I originally streamed, that I did streams with, and I was the patron saint of mediocrity. That's my original YouTube. Which now sits dormant. Since I started streaming. But yeah, this was a secondary account. This was my secondary account. But on my original account, I would literally just watch YouTube videos. Never really watched live streams, just videos. It was I kind of liked it because I can see what I wanted, when I wanted to see it. It didn't have to be on anybody else's time frame or anything like that. Pretty popular streamer who did lots of anime. I'm into anime. He was a PNG tuber. I was watching him, and I met him through another VTuber, which I thought was I thought the whole thing of I don't know if I should mention their names. I've done videos for them like a million times. So I'll mention. I'm gonna name drop here because they don't even know who I am. So Project Melody came into my YouTube streams. I watched a lot of their didn't mean it that back then. And they were a computer program that got a virus that became sentient, and now they're a streamer. I loved it. I loved the backstory. I thought it was great. Project Melody introduced me to Lux Taco, who primarily did anime videos, which I'm big into anime, so obviously I was very attracted to that too. And I watched his, I loved his opinion. I agreed with him about Katama. Became big. I literally watched him go from being, a recently monetized streamer to huge. I watched Project Melody go from recently monetized becoming huge, and I was like going, wow. It's not. I wouldn't say it was simple, but. Toll that being a streamer takes on them. You can see it. But anyhow, he came up with the idea about doing a forever live stream. Basically, whoever can stream the longest. Wins a prize. Wins $10,000 or something like that. I forgot what the prize was. He was trying to get Iron Mouse to do it, and which is the only reason I was even interested in it. So I created an account, a Twitch account, and that was Q Hope. It was going to be a Q something. I was streaming here. And doing my little singing covers and blah blah blah. Singing covers and doing streams of things that I think about and everything like that. So it was beyond my birthday. I of course started late. I of course revealed my age. I of course revealed my face. I of course I gave up all those things, all the things that most VTubers keep secret. I did not. The cat was already out of the bag. I've never looked back. So Q Hope, Iron Mouse didn't do it. Another VTuber did it. I wasn't gonna follow any of the live. They were even calling them flesh tubers and stuff like that. Really didn't have much interest in any of them, but. VTuber, I'm not as familiar with VTubers other than Lootcast, and it's scary to say. I thought that, with the exception of a bunch of Japanese streamers, I thought that they were the only ones. I didn't realize it was already blown up in thing that struck me the most was the community, which is my first introduction to a streamer with a community. I was not, where Silvervale, Iron Mouse, Project Melody, and all them. I really was not, like in their community, doing things with their community. I was literally just watching videos, and not really watching live videos, because live videos meant I had to be on at a certain time. The great thing about having a 24-hour stream or a never-ending stream is that it was going to be live no matter what time I got on. So I could watch it whenever. I could make my videos and turn it on whenever I wanted to. And that worked out pretty good. That was actually really good. But the community that the VTuber had was absolutely amazing to me. What diverse and crazy and this, and even though the VTuber was doing the thing that I keep talking about a million times, is just she called us all chat. We were just one entity. We were not separate entities to her. She takes chat with her. It was just chat. But the community with inside chat was like the thing that was really happening. All of my friends, all of the people that followed me here on YouTube initially probably are still watching these videos. But everybody that I had, I grew exponentially. Because of it, and I had already amassed, not just within that community, but even outside that community, a following of over 200 people. It was suggested that I do live streams. I do my regular videos here on YouTube and blah, 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 but I do live streams on Twitch. And that made sense to me. Even though YouTube did have a live stream option, it made sense to me because the community, the people that I was bonding with, they were streaming on Twitch. I was going to be a VTuber. I started designing and drawing, and I, got practice in. And, I did not. I took commissions, but I did not charge anybody for commissions. Nobody. I did not give a monetary value for any of the commissions that I've done. If somebody paid me, and some didn't, but if they paid me through other means, through Throne, through Ko-fi, through whatever. And for the most part, they were almost all anonymous. I went right from the trick-or-treat time, I was still hand drawing and then scanning in and then Adobe Photoshopping on top of it, and then and then and I was trying to put everything in order. So I started designing what I wanted. I was going to be a PNG. I looked at the live 2D. I looked at a few other things, but I think I was going to come out originally as a PNGer, and I was going to then rig a 2D live model in this. And the original idea was I was going to be an otter. There were like 30 otters out there, and I was like going, well, I don't want to be like everybody else. And I decided that because of my history with Disney and my relationship with ducks, I was going to not just be an otter, I was going to be a special otter. I was going to be a platypus. I don't know if there's another platypus still, even now. But I had rigged it up. I had designed it. I was learning how to rig. I was learning how to 2D animate. But again, I was going to unveil the new model for my 1-year anniversary as a streamer here on YouTube, which is January 30th. I was busy as hell. Busy. I was like, I can't even tell you, like my head still spins on how busy I was. And I was working full time for this post office, and still I was, dedicating every single moment that I had to this idea. And my private life was freaking falling apart. Everything was just going crazy. It was just a complete total mess. And then as soon as Christmas rolled around, I decided that as a Christmas present, I'll unveil the Christmas card, which I did, so that people can have their Christmas card, share it around and do that. And after the Christmas card was released, I did my first live stream on Twitch. I didn't want to reveal my model, but I wanted to have the streams already set. That's where the gremlin comes in. Designed to be on t-shirts. It was going to be like kind of like my art. I was going to do t-shirt designs and stuff like that with this gremlin. Basically this emoji that I gave arms and legs to. I gave a body, arms and legs to. Kind of like my ego. 6 days. 6 days of Christmas. Christmas Eve was my last live stream. So Christmas Eve, I did the stream and had a great time and had a lot of people in there. It was, the sad thing about it is that stream had more people in it than I think I ever had when I came back. It was 50, 53, 54 people. To the point where I was thinking that if I keep this up, I would push for partner. And I would have loved for my partner date to be the 30th of January. That was kind of like the trajectory that I put myself in. That was kind of the trajectory I had myself put in for streaming. Obviously, I got suspended on Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day, which was supposed to be my last day, so that was supposed to be my affiliate. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know that it would probably have taken a couple days anyway. But Christmas Day, I had basically slated to be my last and final piece of the puzzle. I had more than enough time and everything like that to become an affiliate. I was going to secure my being affiliate first, and then I was going to push to be my reveal, to go to try to be partner. I was pretty ambitious. I got suspended. I got suspended for a really weird reason, and I didn't even realize that I was controversial in any way, shape, or form. I've talked about it a million times. I don't know why people have so much hate in their heart, and that they would push for this. The person who actually did the deed is no longer streaming, and I think they were trying to push themselves to be partner and everything like that, and it was probably a little bit of jealousy of seeing how fast I was rising, especially because I wasn't doing anything right. I was doing it all freaking half-assed and backwards, and I really wasn't setting any boundaries, and I didn't. It was a complete and total mess. So Christmas Day I was suspended. I was suspended for a week. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day was when it was released. I didn't come off the suspension until the 2nd of January. I had already revealed the Pokemon. I turned everybody that I wanted into their favorite Pokemon, and I was doing this whole thing. With this, and it was a shot. My New Year's Eve card was a shot of a trainer either capturing me or releasing me. It was supposed to be releasing me. was going to do this whole thing of where I was going to be dropping little hints and stuff like that, and streaming. YouTube was kind of taking a back seat, which is kind of like what I really never really wanted to do, and I was actually losing subscribers here because I was so focused in on Twitch, and Twitch actually came back and gave me this big huge apology before my 1 year anniversary, and I didn't accept it. I was so fucking mad and angry, and I had people telling me that I was too fucking old for this shit, that I'm not in touch with the generation, and I'm not connected, and how could this be, and stuff like that. And so by the end of January, I basically just deleted my Twitch account, and was it my first year anniversary or my second? It was either my first or second year anniversary. I think it was my first year anniversary. That because of COVID, I think COVID was still big, because I had to still wearing a mask when I went into the clubs. But whatever I did, I was just kind of like a fuck it. I did a live stream here on YouTube for my birthday, and it's mostly me sleeping. And I was out doing this, and I was watching my live stream from my phone, and I noticed a lot of people. I had so many attacks on my account for that stream that I literally couldn't even keep up. I couldn't even keep up. I think it was my first YouTube live stream, but I got so many attacks on it. It was well over 100. 100. I know there was like 132 at the end of the stream. Bots that attacked the stream, and I did the whole like, I'm gonna make this up to you, and I'm going to do the Doors karaoke stream, and that ended in disaster, and I was done. After that ended in disaster, I was just like going, I don't even want to like think about like this thing. I went through a few iterations of versions of Q, and came in, and I was saying goodbye to the people that I like and the people that I adore, and Drew is the one who's just basically said, no, you belong. And I said I've already said goodbye. I've already done. I'm finished. And she said, no, stay. So she told me to stay. And I was on QB. I created QB. And that is how QB stayed. And I don't regret it at all. QB was not. I was not pushing. I was not streaming. I was not, doing anything. I even made the comment like, the only way I would live stream again. The only way I would live stream again is if I got 50 followers, and it took until June. So this is like mid-February when I decided to stay all the way up until June. And it was early June, and I got the 50 followers, and I was like going, okay, well, I guess I got a live stream. So I live streamed for the week, got my hours and everything like that, and by June 20th, I got everything done before then. This is when I found out that it wouldn't have been Christmas Day. It would have been a couple days after, 2 or 3 days after, before they got their shit together to basically say you are now an affiliate. June 20th is when I became an affiliate on Twitch, and I streamed and enjoyed it, and it did get kind of like boring. I definitely did not like the policies. I read the freaking policies on how the money is being made and where it's going, and I was very upset by it. The fact that people were spending their hard-earned money, and literally most of it was going to Twitch, and Twitch was kind of expecting people to spend the money that they earned back into subscriptions, so half of that money got there. So you really were making like less than anything. And at the end of the day, you were making nothing. They got it all, and then you had to pay taxes on it. And I just like, what a type of crazy thing. So yeah, I was kind of like, eh. So I did stream for a bit, for 2 years almost. And then I decided every construction year, and this is how this took off for me. And I have a private life now. I have things that I do, and I get to watch streamers when I want to watch streamers, and if I see them on live, I go in and I say hi, and I do this other thing. But I stopped trying to push and feed into that whole freaking craziness. Like, how insane would it have been if I became partner? How insane would it have been? It really is. That suspension set everything in motion, because I wouldn't have cared. I would have been like, people want to throw their money at me, they throw their money at me. If people want to pay Twitch, I'm just here. And if I became partner, I don't even know what being partner is. So there's not a single partner that I know of, and I know of a few that have actually told me what it's like to be a partner on Twitch. What the agreement is, and who knows, there might be a non-disclosure that's not with being an affiliate. Affiliate, you can say whatever the fuck you want, and it is like that. But yeah, I think that there's, like, when somebody comes at me and talks about like how like I quit to garner more, I am definitely like it's taken 3 years. It took 3 years to get back to where I was, and I am not the same. I am not, I'm still me. I'm still 100% me. This, and like I said, I gave up my private life, my extra time. So literally, I was working, streaming, sleeping, and my relationships in my private life were definitely affected and definitely hurt because of this. So if anybody tells you like going, oh yeah, this is a cakewalk and easy peasy, and I'm not even monetized, so the value is even less. I just took back. That's all. This is what this is worth to me, and I love doing it. And you make it, you not chat, you make it worthwhile. If you're watching this, you make it worthwhile. Not the you know, what, nearly 200 people that I have subscribed to me. Most of them don't even watch me. Most of them haven't even. I'm almost serious that I think that most people who are subscribed to me haven't even watched a single video, or they watched the video before they subscribed, and never watched a video again. Because that's how few subscribers watch my video. I mean, one subscriber could change the entire face of, still to this day. One subscriber, you can watch. You can have me on loop and freaking, run a playlist on loop, and any playlist you want, and run that playlist and just keep going. And it would change the analytics on my entire page. It's that simple. So yeah, you are the most important thing. You are the reason why I'm still doing this. You're the reason why I'm still here. I haven't gone anywhere. Yeah, I always talk about how I'm going to live stream, and I want to live stream it, and then I don't. That's just I would probably say, like, don't expect me to live stream. Next week I'm supposed to live stream, and I don't know if I'm going to. It really is teetering on, the point of freaking, the abyss. And maybe it is because I'm older, and because younger me would have just jumped, not even cared. Not even cared if it had a soft landing. Now I'm not jumping. You guys are in for the ride. I'm happy to do it. It's a secret message. Like, if you've watched most of my videos, you'll know that it's there. You'll see it. I'm even telling you right now that it's there. But it's the way it works is you'd have to watch a lot of it. You'd have to put it all together. And then you can see what I'm actually saying. The human condition. I'm my own experiment. If you do see it, comment it. I think it would be interesting if somebody actually gets it. Thank you for all the other comments, and everything is wonderful. I mean, like, I can't express to you, like, I am like the luckiest being in the world to be doing this, and again, because of you. So, as always, cool beans in the comments below. It doesn't have to be cool beans. I came up with cool beans before I was QB. In fact, my tag used to just say cool beans. So it's probably where I got the beans part of my name. So cool beans in the comments below. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a fantastic time doing it. Alright, take care of yourself. Alright, I will talk to you tomorrow.